e tabua e o si sambe mo rekan roka adoro mo kan tabua anto tele taka na waronga na Pula FM namba 2 e na sir
Bula na go ilimo do tele taka na FM na go sa sector to na Pula FM
Bula o tsempo ni valu ngone ni kandabu ni mokisa o bachuk na sinu ando tele taka bali na waronga na Pula FM na bantu na sir
o lorima na gagini suka lambasa to do tele taka na Bula FM na bantu na sir
Bula FM.
Good evening, this is FBC News. I'm Jackie Spade. Tonight, 85 dengue fever cases recorded around the country, leaving Health Ministry concerned. Major drug bust in Suva as police stumble upon marijuana farm. And government looks at how best to conserve forests and compensate landowners. There has been a surge in the number of confirmed cases of dengue fever in Fiji. Since late last week, the count has risen from 55 to 85. Farzana Nisha has more.
The National Advisor for Communicable Diseases, Dr. Mike Kama, says the 85 cases were confirmed by lab tests, and most are from the north, while the west is second. Most of those who have contracted dengue are adults.
These cases are over 20 years old, so not much of the younger age category, but this is what is expected in dengue fever. The young are not as affected as the aged. If they are, then it becomes a very serious situation that we have on hand. That is not the case. That is why the minister is basically considering this as an endemic situation.
Dr. Kama says there are 43 cases in the north, 40 cases in the Western Division and 2 in the Central Division.
So that everyone who has a compound needs to keep it clean. If you don't keep it clean and you have places where mosquitoes will breed, they will breed. So these vectors are quite efficient, just like what viruses are and bacteria are. When you have dirt, when you have places for them to breed, they will breed and they will grow, right? And they will cause disease. So it's very fundamental that everyone, every individual, every family, basically keep their compound clean. Now, if they don't do that, then we have policies, regulations in place with Public Health Act and with the SCC and also with the Ministry of Health to come around and try and encourage people to do just that.
Dr. Kama says this is a concern as the Health Ministry continues to monitor the situation on the ground. Farzana Nisha, FBC News.
Police are alarmed at the audacity of criminals after a large amount of marijuana was confiscated just outside Suva City. Officers were out on normal operations when they happened upon a marijuana farm in Tamavua. Ritika Pratap reports.
This is the marijuana farm that the police canine unit stumbled upon in Tamavua, Suva, about 400 meters from the LDS secondary school. 94 plants were found, a small nursery with 31 plants and another 63 uprooted from the farm.
The worrying thing is that it's getting much closer to major cities and towns. This is our worrying. This is the worry that we are now seeing, or the trend that we are seeing are getting much closer to urban centers.
Acting Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sitivening Geliho also went in to see the farm for himself and says drug cultivation has never been this daring.
People that are involved in these illegal farming activities are much bolder now, and we have a serious problem that we need to deal with. And we appeal to the public that if you notice suspicious movement or suspicious plants that are out there, to notify your nearest police station so that we can act accordingly.
Brigadier General Geliho says the force isn't going to let things slide, and this latest raid is only the beginning.
Drug problem in Fiji is becoming a serious concern of ours, and we are looking at our structures that we have in place to effectively address this issue.
Police are yet to make any arrests in relation to this discovery. 48 plants were uprooted in Waimbao, Naitasiri on Monday. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Lion One Metals Limited has been handed its full lease and license to excavate gold from the Tuvatu gold mines in the upper reaches of the Sambeto Range. Prime Minister Vorengem Bainimarama said in giving the green light for the full operation of the mines, the government's utmost concerns on safeguarding the interests of the landowners have been adequately met. Madiumbola Itamana was in Tuvatu and filed this report.
Since the discovery of gold in 1997, the Tuvatu gold mines has changed hands several times over. The government believes it has found a suitable candidate to run the mine.
And this mine is now in full operation. We have been looking for a company that would be a good corporate citizen of Fiji for this site. We want a company that will love and care for the natural beauty of our country and preserve our clean environment.
On hand to witness the handing over of license and lease was the land-owning unit of Korombembe in the Sembeto Ranges.
We want a company that offers employment at all levels to Fijians and transfers technical and business know-how. And we want a company that will be a part of the local community, a company that will support the efforts of the people in this area to build some genuine economic prosperity.
Land One Metals chairman and founder Walter Berukov says Tuvatu is a gem waiting to be tapped into and thank government for its decision.
Many are just not aware of the mining culture and the well-structured mining act in this country. As I mentioned, it's in Fiji, one of the few countries that I've worked in that has such a very good rule of law, is interested in its environment and has a strong mining act.
In its initial stages, the mine is expected to employ over 200 skilled workers, mostly local mining specialists. Madiumbola Itamana, FBC News.
The government is looking at how best to conserve forests and compensate landowners at the same time. Acting Conservator of Forests, Eliki Senivasa, says their priority is the protection of natural forests which feed our water supply. Stakeholders met today to go over plans to increase forest conservation as a means to reduce greenhouse gases and mitigate against climate change.
All compensation to landowners who forego access to their natural resources is paid by the government. With international funding now coming online, there are new options being considered.
Most of this conservation is done by government. Do we have that? Do we need to continue this way? What we want to drive in? That's what I'm saying. Sustainable finance. We need to. Now, Sovi Basin is a good example. They are using a trust fund.
Acting Conservator of Forests, Eliki Senivasa, says stakeholders first need to come up with a financing mechanism on who is to pay landowners and how.
The government is pushing into conserving critical forest landscape, especially the catchment areas for this purpose. It is quite challenging because the land belongs to the indigenous people. Somehow we need to compensate, the use of this forest.
Key areas which have been identified for conservation are Tamanivi in Vitilevu, Gretandelai Koro and Bua in the north, Navyuni and Nambukelevu in Kandavu. Senivasa told FBC News these sites are critical for Fiji's water supply needs.
One of the key areas is water. We all need good quality water. And if we don't conserve catchment areas, then we are limiting ourselves with quality water.
The government has a target of conserving 16% of Fiji's forest cover. Edwin Nunn, FBC News.
The head of the Jezreel Lion of Judah Church, Chona Kanuto, appeared in the Suva High Court today, charged with one new count of rape. Fresh charges were filed by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions this morning. No details were read out in court. Kanuto was already on bail for a separate rape charge, and the court has maintained the same conditions, surrendering his passport and reporting to any nearest police station on Mondays and Thursdays. The former pastor is alleged to have committed the crime in 2005. He is already charged with rape, which allegedly occurred in 2006. The case will be recalled on the 22nd of next month. Still to come, works on Somosomo Hydro Dam delayed for a further 5 months.
Mirchi FM.
Hi, my name is Sonny from Canberra. I love listening Mirchi FM online.
मैं हूँ उर्मिला देवी आसियासी तावा से जितेन शांडिल को और अश्निल को तावा में लॉक कर दिया जाए.
हम लोग यहाँ से कमें मिर्ची FM सुनता है. मिर्ची FM is hot.
I'm Shelly in Tanga Nursery. Mirchi music simply bindas in nursery.
मैं अशफाक वालिल हुसैन मिर्ची FM मेरे नस नस में.
Mirchi FM.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. The construction of the Somo Hydro Dam in Taveuni has been delayed for a further 5 months. Eleanor Tarangai View reports the project was to have been completed in October last year.
Construction of the new hydro dam at Somo in Taveuni started in July of 2014 and works were to have been completed in 16 months. Prime Minister Worenge Bainimarama was to have commissioned the dam during his recent northern tour, but this did not eventuate.
The delays was because of that. The need to ensure that that everything is actually on the ground complies with FEA standards.
Some of the works the Chinese contractor Hunan Construction Engineering Group has had to undertake for the project include the construction of a 5.3-kilometer road access to the site, clearing of the dam and powerhouse site, clearing of the transmission line route, construction of the dam and the powerhouse, and the erection of power poles.
We are working closely with Fiji Electricity Authority because it is a setup that we will eventually, it's going to be handed over to FEA. So there is a lot of work that needs to be done to ensure that the work that our Chinese contractors that are doing when they actually complete complies to FEA standards.
During the course of the project, the Department of Energy, along with the contractors, paid $30,000 as crop compensation for areas affected by the construction, paid close to $160,000 to 2 land-owning units as forest damage compensation, and rehabilitate the drinking water reticulation system for the affected areas. The completed dam is expected to be commissioned by the Prime Minister in March this year. Eleanor Tarangai View, FBC News.
398 polling venues in the Central Division have been assessed by the Fijian Elections Office in preparation for the 2018 general elections in the country. The assessment exercise goes hand in hand with the Geographic Information System practice. Ellen Stahls reports.
Supervisor of Elections Mohammed Saneem says they are prepared for the event that some polling venues may change in 2018 compared to the ones used in 2014.
Yes, we are quite aware that in the next 2 or 3 years the polling venues might change or might need to be changed, and taking that into consideration, we have already in our software assigned a place for the staff to identify alternative venues for locations. These locations could be used in the event the first preference location is not available, and all this information will be made more apparent towards the election.
GIS is a computer system for capturing, storing, checking and displaying data related to positions on the Earth's surface.
The team will be in the Eastern Division this week, covering 181 polling venues. This includes the Lomaiviti Group, Coral Island, as well as Levuka.
This will be followed by the Western Division, which has 458 venues and 329 venues in the Northern Division.
And, thereafter, we are going to conduct an in-house assessment of the data gathered, do some quality assurance audits, and thereafter we will be putting it out for public consultation.
The exercise is due to be completed by the end of March. Ellen Stahls, FBC News.
Fiji's new resident ambassador to Ethiopia, Brigadier General Moses Tikoitonga, was commissioned yesterday. Fiji's mission in Ethiopia replaces the one in Pretoria in South Africa, which has now closed. Tikoitonga took the oath of allegiance at the government house before the president, Major General retired Chochi Konrote. Senior government officials and members of Tikoitonga's immediate family also witnessed the ceremony. Tikoitonga is the former Land Force commander of the Republic of Fiji Military Forces. He resigned in 2015 to pursue a diplomatic career. Two senior mission staff, Councillor Ropate Dambelawa and First Secretary Sisalo Otelangi, left for Addis Ababa on Monday. The National Disaster Management Office has received a major boost today after receiving a 10-ton truck from the New Zealand High Commission. The truck will be used to cart materials and machines that will be needed at various project sites in the country. In expanding the role of the National Disaster Management Office, this new truck enhances their logistics and role to assist various communities.
The new truck will be used for the NDMO logistical activities, and our taking ownership of this asset will strengthen our commitment towards timely provision of emergency water to those who need it.
The New Zealand government has a direct bilateral relationship with the ministry through the NDMO since Tropical Cyclone Evan in 2012. The casting for Fiji's next representative to the Miss World competition will get underway soon. This as the launch for the latest edition of Miss World Fiji was held in Suva today. Kelly Vadala has more.
The search is underway for Fiji's contestant in the 66 Miss World contest. The launch was at the Grand Pacific Hotel in Suva. It's the official host partner for this year's event, while the Fiji Broadcasting Corporation will manage and produce Miss World Fiji 2016. Miss World Fiji director and organizer Andy Blake says they are seeking someone who meets all the requirements.
When they come to the Miss World castings we're looking for a Miss World winner. That's one of the qualities. You have to have an international appeal. And the Miss World organization, we always refer to it as a star appeal. So we're looking for someone that has star quality, and of course someone that's natural, Fiji citizen, and beautiful from within and outside.
Miss World Fiji Brittany Hazelman says representing Fiji at the Miss World pageant was a great learning experience. She advised that young women who are interested in competing should remain genuine.
Well, for my experience, it was definitely a great learning curve. I learned a lot, especially from being around the other girls, and especially Miss World having the different segments, sports, multimedia, people's choice. So I guess that was a real booster for me. My advice would be to really be yourself because, well, for me personally, how I've gotten this far is me just being myself and being genuine.
Young women who are interested in entering the Miss World Fiji are invited to attend auditions to be held at the GPH on the 27th of next month. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Definitely something to look forward to. Sports now. Here's Jamie with the latest.
Thank you, Jackie, and good evening. In sports after the break, we'll have the latest from teams in the lead-up to the Wellington Sevens. And Fiji volleyball faces major issues ahead of Vuladar tournament. Details coming up.
I'm Dori from Nasinu Market. My choice is simple, Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Yvonne, I'm from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Sayandra, my name is Sunny. Only the Gold FM at Golden Point Resort, Raki Raki.
Hi, I'm Anna of Nasinu. When it comes to a radio, my choice is always Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Anna and I'm from Nandi. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Retaining kickoffs is one of the key areas the Vodafone Fiji Sevens side is focused on ahead of the Wellington Sevens this weekend. Coach Ben Ryan says even though they've been doing a good job, they still want to improve this further. Josephine Avola reports.
Coach Ben Ryan has set his focus on utilizing all the players during the pool games to determine his strongest lineup for the elimination stages.
It's a challenge, and I look at combinations as well, and you look at what-if scenarios. Someone gets injured in the first game, you know, who's coming in, what does the team look like? What happens when we play a more physical team like New Zealand, or we play perhaps a slightly quicker team like USA or South Africa?
Ryan says forwards Isake Katonimbau, Tasavera Malua, William Yamata, Semi Kunatani and Apisa Indomalailai will be the players to watch out for the kickoffs.
Our kickoffs have been excellent, and we're top of the world series standings on kickoffs retained, but we want to go higher and higher with that, because once you get the ball off kickoff, it starts and stops everything, defending kickoffs and attacking kickoffs.
The team will also be banking on its experienced players to try and win the Wellington title for the first time in 5 years.
It means sometimes we're not going to have the performances if we put too many of the young boys in at the same time, but the big picture is Rio.
Fiji takes on Japan at 11:36 a.m. on Saturday before meeting Wales at 2:38 in the afternoon. Fiji's final pool game is against Argentina at 5:46 p.m. Josephina Vula, FBC Sports.
New Zealand Sevens player Augustin Pulu is set to play his first match in Wellington for the third leg of the HSBC Sevens World Series, an opportunity he's always dreamed of. The former All Black Australia is also working hard to claim the Wellington Sevens title. It will be a baptism of fire for debutants John Porch and Simon Kennywell at the tournament, with a potential matchup against Sonny Bill Williams looming. 2016 is already proving to be a challenging year for the Fiji Volleyball Federation. With its first national club competition set to get underway this week, the association will be looking to avoid the withdrawal of a major power in local volleyball due to administrational grievances. Charlie Ndadakadaka with the details.
The Fiji Volleyball Federation will be coming down hard on local associations to practice good governance within their club structures this year.
We start from the clubs. This way, this is a foundation and the beginning of everything. You have a good club structure in place with all your, office bearers and administrators running, planning every year. That will probably have a good base too when it comes to the affiliated associations.
SUVA is the only association which has paid the $500 affiliation fee to Fiji Volleyball and sticks to the parent body's rules. SUVA is now threatening to pull out of the Vuladhar Championship on Friday and Saturday if it is found that other associations are not following the same protocols.
We have come to realize that some of these affiliated associations are within the concept of let's get up, form a team and go and play. But we wish to see that there is sustainability and for them to continue but with good practices in place.
A special meeting will be held this evening at the National Netball Centre, so we should have an answer tomorrow on whether or not SUVA will participate in the Vuladhar Championship at the FMF Gymnasium. Thailand Odakadaka, FBC Sports.
The Vodafone Fiji Under-23 football side lost to Villarreal Youth 3-0 in Spain this morning. Despite the loss, coach Frank Farina was impressed by the fighting spirit shown by the players in their fourth match on tour.
It's easy for teams when they're 3-0 down to lose the head and drop the head, and they didn't, and they played very well, and we created chances. And obviously we had a couple of chances against us, but that was because we were pushing forward and trying to score. But in general, I was very pleased. I thought the boys did well.
We like playing here with the teams because they're professional, fast, and to gain a lot of experience and to have more exposure to overseas teams playing at the pattern how they play.
Fiji plays Valencia FC tomorrow in its second last match of its tour of Spain. That is your sports for this evening. Jack is up next with business and weather.
A film tax rebate check of more than $3 million was presented by Minister for Finance Ayaz Said Qayyum to Real Film Production of China yesterday. This was for the shooting of the Chinese film Where Are We Going, Dad?, which was shot here in 2014. The movie was filmed in Taveuni, Pacific Harbour and Nandi. Minister for Finance Ayaz Said Qayyum says a rebate that was given is part of government's initiative to promote the country.
It does come at a premium. So you can be rest assured that the system that we have in place is very transparent. It's a system that works. So obviously your second movie that you're going to make, and hopefully your third or fourth movie you're going to make, will also mean that you can be rest assured that the system is here to ensure that you get a return on whatever the law provides you.
Fine weather apart from brief showers was experienced over most parts of the country today. Mombasa was the hottest today on 34 degrees, closely followed by Nandi and Lautoka on 33. Suva and Ba finished the day on 32, while Savu Savu was on 31. Forecast to midnight tomorrow for the Fiji group, cloudy periods with some showers over Kandavu, Lau and Lomaiviti group, the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. Elsewhere, fine apart from isolated afternoon or evening showers, isolated afternoon or evening thunderstorms expected. And for Friday, brief showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands, afternoon or evening showers and thunderstorms elsewhere. Recapping the main stories for tonight, 85 dengue fever cases recorded around the country, leaving the health ministry concerned. Police have unearthed a major marijuana farm in Suva, and government looks at how best to conserve forests and compensate landowners at the same time. On to this week's poll question, and we are asking, do you agree with Semi Kunatani's inclusion in the Fiji Sevens team? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spate. Bye for now.
I'm Sarah, I'm from Tafwa, and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Freddy, I'm from Gamiatong. I listen to Mario on the traffic jam every afternoon.
Hi, my name is Salah, I live in Asinu. Today FM rocks.
My name is Denasa and I'm from Lutoka and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Mulamila, I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM, it rocks in Raki Raki.
I'm Mary from Mandera. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
We love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.